Welcome back, Legendary Potato here, and today I'm going to go over the in-depth modding of exactly what's going on in this world and exactly, how everything works kind of more in-depth. So if you haven't seen Toycat's video on the map yet, make sure you do check that one out because it's going to go in-depth about each of the dungeons. So pretty much the whole idea of the map is there's 5 different custom dungeons that you can check out, and so what I'm going to be doing here in this video is going through the in-depth part of the modding and exactly what went into this. So as you can see, there's a bunch of stuff going on, there's a bunch of stuff to explain. In case you're not too familiar with modding, I'll try to explain it as best as I can in a way that makes sense, of course. But anyways, if you guys do like this video, make sure you do leave a like on it. But anyways, let's get right into it. So let's start off with the easy stuff, which is the colored signs. So you've probably seen these at some point before. Very simple, just using color coding, which I'll put images and stuff on screen, of course, which pretty much just color code according, just in the game, it pretty much decides what color it's going to be. So, like for red, for example, it's going to be a certain code, and then this one's going to be this one. So it's pretty much just 2 characters that you put before the words on each line, and then you get this sort of result, which is pretty neat. And so I kind of put those together and got some nice colors, and that's pretty much what we did there. So that's the easy part. That's just that there. But then we got things like the holograms here, which they're called. So pretty much each of these places has a little hologram that explains what it is. So it says like mushroom, desert dungeon, snow shrine, slime cave, and the forest dungeon. So basically what's going on here is we have an armor stand. So let me pull out an armor stand for you guys, which I believe is right there. So basically what we do is we have an armor stand, we custom name it, and we make it invincible and with no gravity. So basically what this means is that the armor stand is just completely invisible. So there's an armor stand right here, armor stand there, there, and there, all invisible with the custom name. So let's just pretend that we can just use whatever, the name tag, for example. I mean, I didn't use the name tag, I used it through the in-depth thing, but you basically just give it a custom name and do that, and that's pretty much how that works. And so it just displays the custom name pretty much anywhere where you are, so it's just always visible and that sort of thing. So pretty much just displays it like that. So next we got the end gateways, which a lot of people seem to really like these. A lot of people seem to ask about them a lot. But basically, end gateways, you've seen them before in the end, and what they do is they teleport you to another part of the end dimension, of course. But what you can do with them is you can make them in your own worlds using some pretty much modding. So using things like block editors or changing the MBT values so that you can make it so it's custom to teleport you to a specific location. So for example here, this end gateway is going to teleport me back to the center over there, just right in the center 0, 0. So as you can see, it teleports me right there in the center. But then like if I go to this one, it's going to teleport me right here onto this pad, just right in the center around here. It teleports you to like the corner pretty much. It's not going to be exact, but so yeah, pretty much it'll teleport you here, so you can pretty much decide where it's going to bring you. And so I'm going to be showing off like exactly what the coding looks like as well. So pretty much like each of them brings you to the desired location. It works perfectly fine. It's pretty cool in that sort of way. So I'll be showing off all that on the screen as well. Hopefully it doesn't get too confusing for you guys, but then as well as that, we also have custom loot tables. So if I come into, let's say, the mushroom dungeon, where we come in here, open this chest, as you can see, we just get things like coal, gold, etc. And so it's all randomly generated according to whatever's just like the loot table. So let's say this is an igloo chest, which pretty much always guarantees 1 golden apple and then some other loot such as apples and it looks like golden nuggets. So that's what we got here. So I'll prove that in a second. That is randomly generated and it's not just predetermined. Like it wasn't filled in by me. It didn't touch those chests at all. And so I have a bunch of these in my inventory here, so I have tons of these. And so what I can do is I can place these down, and when I open them, the game decides to load the loot table, and so it'll give it random loot that would be in that loot table. So this one's abandoned mineshaft. So we open this, we'll get abandoned mineshaft loot, but then we do this again, place it down, get some more different loot. So we keep doing it, always going to be different, as you can see, just completely different every single time. Like this one's a bunch of torches, there's a golden apple in that one. You get the idea. So like we can do another one. So let's say this one is simple dungeon, so just like a normal standard dungeon you would get with the mob spawner. So you get the idea there. So pretty much all of these are custom loot tables for whatever they are. So things like strongholds, mineshafts, dungeons, all that sort of stuff. You get this sort of idea. So we're able to take those loot tables and put them into holdable chests that we can place down and then open, and it'll be randomly generated, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of what's going on with that as well. And I guess some of the last things as well is that inside some of the dungeons, or I think all of them at least, have a monster spawner. And so basically we have two modded blocks. We have the monster spawner, we also have the barrier block. I assume you've heard of both of them at this point, of course. Let me get a night vision. But as you can see, there's pretty much just custom zombie spawners. I just placed down a spawner, put in the spawn egg. Pretty standard, so you can just get a spawner in your inventory using just, you know, basic inventory editing, which I've done tutorials on if you want to do this for yourself, but I can just easily change it to something else with a monster egg, so I can just do that, and that's pretty much that. You come down here and pretty much there's more spawners, more loot, so things like silverfish, more loot tables, simple dungeon. Whoa, look at that. That's a pretty cool chest. Okay, but anyway, that's besides the point, of course. So that's pretty much what's going on here. I think that's mostly it for the modding, that at least as far as that goes. There doesn't seem to be too much more. This seems like it covers most of the bases, at least with that. Oh, I gotta show off the giant slime as well. So we come over to here. So we'll just go this way as well. This also has 3 chests, so it has like has an end. What is it? End city has an end one. I think that's here. Is that this one? Yes, so end city treasure. That one's pretty empty, but it's pretty decent stuff. But anyways, we have the giant slime, which this one's really easy to set up. All you have to do is spawn a slime into your world and change the size value to be another size. So on the screen you'll see pretty much what the size value is. So pretty much usually slimes will be like 1, 2, or 3, I think. They're usually like 0, 1, 2, 3, something like that. So there's only like 3 default sizes. I don't remember what the values are, but this one's obviously much bigger than any normal slime that you would get in the game. So this one has a modded value so that it can be much bigger, which is pretty cool. And you can make slimes much bigger than this, but I wanted to make it a decent size so you could have pretty much just a boss room that would work pretty well. And that's pretty much what's going on here, and then everything else is just kind of standard, just building. Like I just kind of put this all together, and it looks pretty nice. So, but I think that's everything. There's some barrier blocks here so that basically the slimes can't jump over, because yeah, the slimes kept jumping over and going into the end portals, and then they'd be all over the map, and it was just a mess. So that was kind of resolved a little bit, but like I said, if you want to see like the in-depth of everything that's actually going on and stuff like that, I'd recommend you check out his video, because he kind of shows off exactly what's going on in each of them. I'm just kind of showing off the modding portion and exactly what that is exactly. So but yeah, so that's pretty much it. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you do leave a like on it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you do leave them in the comment section below. I will try to answer them as best as I can. I'll see you guys next time.